All right, Nina, we should be good.
Awesome. Welcome everybody to today's Scaling Lean's weekly live. We go live every single week at 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. JP's in different time zones, so we use Mountain Standard Time. So my name is Nina Brennan. I'm joined by my business partner, Jonathan Ploransky. And today we're going to share a little bit about our content matrix that we've been using over the last 4 years. But before we dive in, every week we go live just sharing the ins and outs of the online industry, what's working, why we built the business the way that we did, and why we believe it's the best way to build a seven-figure business online for the coaching space in 2025 and beyond. With that being said, JP, I think we could dive right in.
Absolutely. Y'all asked for content stuff, so we are now delivering. We put out a survey a couple weeks ago. Seemed to be the number one thing of all the four topics, Nina, right? So super pumped to bring on this content matrix that we've developed. I know you've been putting a lot of work in on this. And we've been really dialing in some really clear like swipe files and methodologies behind that initial like content build, whether you're just getting online or you're looking to grow. So we look forward to bringing our frameworks forward here and methods. So yeah, let's hop in.
Absolutely. So we called it the content matrix because there's a lot of controversy when it comes to creating content in the online space. A lot of people are teaching about being on every platform when other people are saying to be on one platform. Some people are saying to go for virality, while other people are saying to go niche and find your people of a very high engaged audience of like 1,000 or less. So we're going to break down what's worked for us and our clients over the last 4 years and really the kind of content style that we have gained, which helped us go viral, but really what really helped us build our business to a seven-figure business. And I'm going to tell you, it's not virality. So with that being said, JP, I think we could dive right into the topic.
Yeah, absolutely. So drop your comment right now in the chat. What's your favorite platform to post on, and what's your favorite form of content? Is it written style? Is it story content? Is it Instagram, TikTok, Facebook? What is that number one platform for you? I'm curious to learn and hear what that number one platform is. Nina and I have been pretty much on all of them over the years, and it's always cool to learn where everyone's kind of hanging out in social media these days. So yeah, love what you just said there. Our opinion is growing to your first 1,000 fans, right? Like authentic fans. And those are people that are going to be your brand advocate, right? So build a community asset. We have loads of lives based on that and how to grow your email sequence. You could always drop us a line here or reach out to us directly. We can connect you with those assets. But the point of this is to really attract those first 1,000 brand ambassadors into your business, right? So I loved how you brought up virality versus, more of conversion based, story based. And I know we're going to break down the framework in that, Nina, because we found this like awesome, like hybrid model to really bridge the two and really get that brand awareness, but also attract those people in based on our character, our brand, and our offer, right? So that's pretty much where my mind's going with this. And I look forward to hearing all the comments during this. Definitely let us know your thoughts and what's been working for you.
Absolutely. So I just want to preface it before we dive into the content style that we create, that each platform is individual and there are different kind of posts that resonate with the platform. Like Instagram is really good for storytelling via carousel swipes and also storytelling via reels. Whereas Facebook, I haven't had as much success with reels, but I had very much success with long form written posts. And I know JP over the years, you had a mix of both between reels on the personal page, reels on the business page as well as regular written content on your personal page. I know why I couldn't get the words down there. But LinkedIn, I've been testing over the last like 2-3 weeks, even a little bit longer, of like posting reels. And people were like, oh, video content is the new thing on LinkedIn. And it actually dropped my reach by half. So reach and engagement is down tremendously. So we love to test like the different styles of content, but just want to let everyone know, like the style of content really depends on the platform. And I'm talking about in terms of posts. Now, in terms of how to structure the content and how to bring it to your audience, there's really only two types of posting that we used over the last 4 years and what we use for our clients as well. And that's what the bulk of this message is today is platform differentiation is the style of posts, but the way to write the post and move people through with psychological triggers, there's only two ways that we've been using over the last 4 years. And it makes it so easy to write content. You could do a whole month of content in like 60 minutes or less. So with that being said, JP, I think it's let's talk a little bit about those type of posts.
Yeah, so what we're going to cover here is the two posts that we've really focused in on, right? Really, initially, it was kind of subliminally, like we didn't even really have awareness around what we were doing. We just kind of went in that direction based on what just started flowing out of us naturally. And then what we just saw that it was starting to work and work really well, right? So, really, that first style is authority building, and that's like story driven style post, right? So, this is like what you do, why you do it, like what makes you you, the character of you, we call it. Like what are those nuances and like how do you define freedom in your life and how do you define wealth or like getting rich, quote unquote, right? Because that's not always just based on money. It could be based on vacations, it could be based on hiking, it could be based on cars, it could be bicycle, right? What is it that you love doing? And telling that story and showcasing where you were before and where you're going and taking people along the journey, right? So let's park on authority building for just a moment here, Nina. And then the second style is really results focused, direct response, right? So we'll segue into that as we go here.
Yeah, so before we dive into the what's, the whys, the hows, and when's to use for each of the posts, I just want to bring up something that I was thinking about as we were writing this document, JP, is the ARC framework. It's ARRC. And the reason that we use these two styles of posts is because no matter what inside of the post, whether you're telling the story or you're trying to hit direct response, you have to hit these four pieces, which is building authority, which is your A,
Mhm.
relevance to your audience, which is R, relatability, which is the storytelling piece, and the conversion focused. And this is where it's before we were talking about the content matrix, like taking the red pill or the blue pill, right? It's like, are we creating this post to go for reach and to find new people and to get them to know us? Or are we going more for people that are already in our system, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, pulling them in to convert them into clients? And that's what the mix between these two posts are going to be doing is we're going to use some of the posts for reach and pulling new people in. We're going to use other sides for like converting them into your ideology and then conversion into your product and services. And we're going to talk a little bit about how we break them down in top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel. But again, these two style of posts that we are talking about, the authority building story post and then the result focused direct response post, are the two that we leverage for every single post. And you could even look at any post that you go on Jonathan's page, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, or my page on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. It's the same exact thing. You'll see the exact structures that we break down in the document that we're going to release at the end of this video.
Yeah, absolutely. That arc style that you're mentioning there has definitely been pivotal, right? To really build that relevance, relatability, and authority, right? Most importantly, obviously, conversion is the most important, but to really showcase the character and build the character up and build the tribe up and like what you're doing and why you're doing it, right? So as far as the storytelling goes, um, I mean, it's pretty much in all of the stuff that we write, right? It's we like to say 80% more like value and story driven, and then more like 20% more call to action for offers and basically an invite to speak with us or move on to our email list, right? Or to buy a lower ticket product like our school of social selling or to hop on an audit call, right? So that mix of both, but I would say that that brand and story is throughout everything because it really just builds that connection really, really strong, right? So then when we do take people into more of a direct response, it's more of like an invite than like we're gonna sell you something, right? Like we're inviting you into what we're doing, how we're doing it, and our methodology. And it just makes it more seamless and what storytelling also does for us is helps us overcome misconceptions and false beliefs, right? That we've went through along our journey, and we can talk and showcase those stories through like those problems and pain points that we went through, and ultimately forecasting the future of where we're going.
Absolutely. And just putting it out there, we use this style of framework not only on social platforms that we're talking about, but the whole idea is to prove your messaging and then bring it to the cold market for ads. So these pieces of content that we've been able to use on social media, we're able to just tweak them a little bit for a cold audience, and that's how we're able to like use our content strategy to take away from our plate. This is not to make you guys do more. It's not making you having to post every single day. It's post and post and post. We actually have a 30-day ramp up. And then once you have that ramp up, it's like you can run ads as long as your message is proven, whether you're brand new or you are 10, 50, 100K months. Like the whole idea is to prove the message, see what works, and then put ad spend behind it. So let's dive into a little bit of the authority of building story post, JP. Let's start with the what. Like, what kind of posting is this? I know you went into a little bit before.
Yeah, so it's for me, it's just like the building the emotional connection about like what you do and how you do it. So what kind of comes to mind is like for instance, we like to work with everyone in more of an intimate way, right? So what we like to do is create um, like containers of folks. Like we have capped enrollment every month, right? That right now it's set 6 people. As we expand, we potentially will bring on 10 or 15 a month, right? But right now we're just focusing in on 6 new clients a month. So what we're doing is we're capping enrollment, and kind of segueing into why. The reason why we're doing that is because we want to build lasting relationships with the people that we do. That's just like a little micro story right there, right? And we would expand that out of like what the heck we went through in order to, determine that. So the reason why we did that is we used to have more of a mass market. We were enrolling, 10 to 20 people a month. And we decided that like we weren't having the best relationships, or we could do better if we capped it, right? So that's kind of like what comes to mind right off the top of my head. I didn't really prepare for this, so I'm kind of on the spot, but hopefully that kind of got across as like a little micro story.
Yeah, so in terms of, I think I asked you what, right? Like what it
Mhm.
is that we do inside of these micro parables, or even just like the story of like, one of our clients, she went from 11 to 75 doors in 3 years. Like that's the staple of her story.
Yeah.
So what we do in every single post is we try to hit at least 7 of these points. It's going to be the before state where you were before, the turning point. So it's like that aha moment. It's key
Mhm.
insights in order to get you there. It's proof and result. So whether it's your own proof or it's client results that you're going to be sharing, who you help now. So calling out your ideal client avatar, immediate credibility boost. Again, case studies and testimonials, even if it's just like a one liner, is perfect here. The curiosity bridge of like how other people could get the same results, a call to action, and then if you want, you can go into removing objections. I feel like a lot of great copywriters, they start with like a bold claim, and then the next 2 or 3 is like removing objections or hard pain points that other people, like their clients, are going through or they went through as they were on the journey. So those are a
Mhm.
couple of the points that we want to hit inside of this hero's journey or the storytelling. But you want to have at least 7 of those 9 points. And it's in the document, so don't worry if you missed it. If you want to go back, it's also recorded here. But those key points are in the document. It's really just following the hero's journey and like taking people through that emotional roller coaster. And you don't want to tell the same story over and over in every single post. You want to have your one story that's like full end to end. And then you want to have those micro parables inside of the big story that's going to relate at different phases of your journey. And we're going to talk a little bit about that for bottom funnel, middle funnel, and top of funnel.
Yeah, right on. So we might as well just hop right into that, right?
I was thinking that we go into the why. First, let's break down everything and then we'll go into that.
Got it. So the why is basically in my mind, it's why we do the things we do, right? I kind of went back to the micro parable I just told a moment ago of like, what are those 5 to 7 reasons that are like not negotiable for why you're doing everything inside of your life and or offer, right? I mean, you want to display those reasons very clearly so people understand and buy into ultimately you and your offer, right? So, kind of losing you a little here, Nina, where we're going, but that's kind of what's coming to my mind.
Yeah, so with the why, it's why do these posts work so well? And the hero's journey always hits because there's an emotional roller coaster that people go through when they are reading a post that is like based around the hero's journey. But
Yeah.
really, it's like people, they're so, especially whether you're in the wealth space or the fitness space or an accountant or you're a coach who's teaching marketing, there's so much information out there right now, and everybody is I think we discussed it 2 weeks ago, JP. It's like there's 300 million posts a day on just Instagram, and there's so many posts on Facebook that people are seeing and consuming daily. And the thing is, it's like there's so much noise out there that people are looking for somebody that they know, like, and trust, and also relate to. And that's where the relevance and relatability come from, is people are looking for other people that they're looking up to, that they want to be like, and all of this stuff. And that's why these micro stories work so well, because it's creating emotional connection of like You see them, you hear them, you understand what they've gone through. And a lot of times, what we do in the hero's journey is we take ourselves, or a good copywriter will take themselves off the mountain, come down the mountain, and kind of offer a hand to bring others up the mountain with them. So that's
Mhm.
the whole idea of why story posts work, is because you're basically bringing yourself down eye to eye, face to face with the clients or the ideal prospects that you want to work with through your copy, through like a step by step, this is how I did it. You can trust me because of the results I've got, and I have the framework for you. Come with me and I'll help you with it. And that's why these work so well, because they feel like you're looking at them face to face and you're speaking their entire journey of what they're going through.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, so let's dive a little bit into result focused direct response. And if anyone's wondering how to use both of these, we're going to give away a template at the end of this. So stick around. We'll tell you how to get access to it.
Yeah, right on. So the direct response is really you're asking someone directly to take an action, right? Whether that's to drop a comment or send over a message or um, you're giving like sending over an opt-in sequence, or it's in an ad where you're trying to get them to tap learn more or to buy into a low ticket offer or watch a video, right? Like these are all things that are direct response and evoking someone to take an action, right? So uh, definitely a mix of the authority building story post and the direct response is important, because if you never make that ask or offer to someone, no matter what it is at whatever level, um, that person is basically just going to sit there and just read what you're doing and never take action, right?
Absolutely. A common mistake that I see in the online space is somebody who just they want to make a sale and they only use direct response and they don't intertwine like storytelling or value-based content, and it comes off very desperate. And it's like you have to buy my products and service, and they're only throwing case studies and testimonials, and then it's like case study testimonial, buy my stuff. Case study testimonial, buy my stuff. And there's no value add and there's no emotional connection. The majority of people will buy because of the know, like, and trust and the emotional connection. Even if they are buying for a monetary outcome, they want to be like that person, whether it's for status, whether it's for perception, whether it's for them feeling good about themselves, even the monetary outcome of like, I helped XYZ generate 250K in X many days, right? That's going to be like, I want that. So it's great, but it's like you have to be able to take that client result, get into the emotional side, and then if that's the only thing that you're doing, it's not going to relate too deeply. And that's how a marketing, like that's how marketing crumbles. And we know this because that's something that we used to do back in 2021, give or take, 2021 and early 2022, before we really dove into the psychology and the psychological triggers of good copy. Um, so when to use this kind of content is really at the bottom of funnel. Somebody's been watching you for a while. They already, if they're coming from cold traffic, they already watched your video sales letter or they entered your community. And then it's something that you send them on the back end, say they scheduled a call. It's like to get them over the edge, you're sending them a testimonial. But those people are already bottom of funnel, right? It's not something that you want to only be posting on your social media account. You want to sprinkle this kind of like direct response copy post, maybe one every 5 to 7 posts.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And these generally, what gets people to take action, I would say quicker, is like they're usually shorter style, right? They're more like those meme style or content style, like where it's just like the bright background and it's the short writing behind it. Inside the content matrix, we have an entire like framework, and we show exactly what we're talking about. But generally, these can be, especially if you're like in trying to get an offer, you're making like a direct offer to buy something or get a message, right? It's just like a shorter style with a comment or something like this to get people to read it and take action.
Absolutely. And all of this is available inside of our 35-page document that we put together. I know I said 35-page, but it's up to 42 pages right now. And we're adding on to it because we're giving away different templates for Facebook, for Instagram, and all of that stuff, breaking down how to post on it. So if that's something that you're interested in, drop the number 27 below and we're going to send it over to you, or how to access it. Um, yeah. If you guys have any questions about how to create content or what's been working for us in recent months, especially that there has been a big shift in the market from 2024 into 2025, this is what you're want, like this is the information that you want. Because this is the information that, yes, there's a staple inside of the content strategy with bulk posting that we've been doing, but the way that we've been posting is a little bit different with the same framework. So, JP, do you want to take us out, or do you have anything else to add before we go?
Yeah, I actually have a pretty good topic here at the end. I just wanted to tag on to this. I've had a lot of folks in the past month or so that I've spoken with that really are in that first like 0 to 10K sprint inside their business, whether they're established like in their brick and mortar and now wanting to come on social media, like successful business owner, or they're just completely new and want to put an offer together. Maybe they had a successful career in tech or some type of consulting, like where they were working inside of a big company and now they want to launch their own offer. So I just wanted to offer a bit of perspective around the initial sprint of content creation, right? Because I feel like there's a big misconception that things will happen very quickly, right? And we like to think of things in longer time frames, right? Because the industry's trained everyone to just think things are going to happen very quickly. And that's why my thought is that first 1,000 people is really what you're after, right? Chunk it down, focus on 1,000 folks. And to be honest with you, fully transparent, that's going to take time to build. But what Nina and I are developing here and what's been working for us is we used to think of content in two different ways, right? It was either you're going to go all in on organic or you're going to be spending money on paid. But what we are now doing is a hybrid model where you're using organic and paid, right? And you're driving those folks into a community or onto your email list, right? And that's helping you build that initial 1,000 quicker, get faster feedback, and you can really do it for 1,000 to 2,000 bucks a month, right? So when you have that your offering of 2,000 or more, it's really easy to counteract that, right? It might sound daunting right now if you're newer online, but I feel like what I've seen and heard from the folks that are in that initial phase is they don't really have a plan to get moving and they get stuck in their own way with like they don't know what direction to go, right? Whether it's all in on Facebook if they or ads rather if they have money, right? Maybe they have some money to put away, but they don't know how to attack the ads. Maybe they want to be posting on the platform or maybe they don't, right? So we've made a really systematic way to go from 0 to your first 1,000 followers. And I just wanted to kind of highlight that because this all might sound a little overwhelming for someone that's newer, but really all it takes is one post a day, right? And you can get moving quicker than you think if you do allocate as little as 30 bucks a day, right? Which is about 1,000 bucks a month. Um, into your strategy, right? It doesn't have to be super overwhelming and like it's actually really simple if you think about it, but we need to have a perspective that it's going to take some time to get moving with this, right?
I think the most important thing here, and I love that you brought this up to wrap this up, you're not going for virality, you're going for conversations, and then you're going for conversions.
Yeah.
So the idea is like you can post one social media platform a day, but unless it's supplemented by 50 to 100 DMs a day, it's not going to take you very far. And I feel like this is the missing piece that a lot of people, they're like, oh, like they have a great organic content strategy and they teach a posting strategy, but they don't teach how to convert organic traffic. So I know for a lot of our clients, JP, and like we've been through it for what now, 4 years with our clients. Not everybody has the consistency in their mind, even if they hire a VA, to send 10, 15 messages a day, and where like we used to ask people to send 20 to 50 messages a day. So the problem is, it's like, great, you're posting content, but their second piece is missing of like the content is not converting because the second piece of conversation is not being tapped into, which is you post content, which is it takes 10 minutes to make a piece of content. Number two, you post the content, you spend 20 to 30 minutes engaging on the platform and sending messages. A lot of people were missing that second part, or just even if we were telling them over and over and over again to do it, they weren't doing it. So if you want to do organic, you could do it that way. But if you are somebody who you're like, I'm not going to sit inside of the DMs for 20, 30 minutes a day, great. Spend $20, $30 a day to generate conversations via paid advertising. And what
Mhm.
we're doing is we're going for messages. And the reason that you're posting on the platform is solely so you build the quote unquote credibility. So if somebody comes onto your page, and we tested this with my Instagram too, like somebody came onto my page, we've been in business 4 years. They were like, you literally look like you just started a business. I'm like, okay, go to my Facebook, go to my LinkedIn. Like, you don't have to explain yourself if you're running congruently of like, I'm posting once a day on platform and then I'm running ads on the same platform. So that's where that is like, if you're running Facebook ads, go build your Facebook page, go build your personal page. It's kind of like a loop. If you're running Instagram ads, it takes 30 days to do a full ramp up. It's
Mm,
not hard at all. It's one post a day, maybe two posts a day, if that's like the energy. Post it, and then you can run ads seamlessly where somebody comes to their page, there's top, middle, and bottom of funnel content. And they're like, okay, they know who you are, what you do, how you've helped people, the results that you generated, and where to find you in order to work with you.
yeah.
So that's the idea here. And I feel like that's the full spectrum is not everybody has to run ads. We do believe that the mix of content and paid advertising is the fastest way to seven figures. We've tested both. We've done $650,000 with just organic content in 12 months, but we were sending 150 messages a day. And that's the missing piece is like you can get those type of results with organic, but there's a lot of time. And if you
Mm,
value your time more than you value $1,000, which is going to come back to you, do the ads. Like
mm.
that's how we see it. And I just want to put that out there because that is the component is like you need one post a day, but you also need between 30 minutes and an hour to engage. Or you just need to set the ads and you need 20 to $40 a day to really get it going.
Yeah, for sure. And if you are someone that's kind of spinning your wheels trying to figure out what's good with your content and maybe hitting a little resistance and like how do I get this first person to buy from me or maybe your offer isn't converting, right? We do social media audits. So definitely uh just drop an audit below. We can hop on a quick 20 to 30-minute call. We have a spreadsheet that we can basically ask you 3 to 5 questions and determine what's the biggest bottleneck. Is it your content, which in most cases it's not. It's usually the follow-up conversation and or the offer to make a phone call or the phone call itself, right? So that's something that's always available to all of our community members. It's something that's really helped people gain clarity and to what is going to actually move their business forward.
Absolutely. And with that being said, again, we have the content document. It's a 35-page document that's already up to 42. It will be probably around 50 pages when we're done, but it includes how to break down the content from top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel, the two style of content posts that we've had, and then also content templates for TOF, BOF, and MOF and why they work. So JP and I actually put together a couple of our top performing posts and some of our not so hot performing posts, and we broke down how they were structured and why they worked. So with that being said, if you want a full document of like our top performing content, the templates to help you write really great content in all stages of the buyer's journey, plus our content outline. All you have to do is drop 27 below and we will send it over to you of how to access it.
Awesome. Absolutely love it. And we will catch you all next week at 1 p.m. EST with a brand new topic and it'll be awesome. Always drop any questions, comments below this video. I see a couple folks that were on here. Appreciate you tuning in and we will see you next week.
Sounds good. Bye, everyone.